Hello, my name is Patrice Cook, and I'll be talking to you about the IEP process. Before I get into the IEP process, I would just like to talk about what is an IEP. An IEP is an individualized education plan that is developed by the special ed team, and the team consists of school personnel as well as the parents. The team meets and reviews relative assessment information about the child to determine the best educational and social emotional services that would address the child's learning needs, emotional needs, or behavior needs. If the child has been exhibiting difficulties in learning or behavior, the classroom teacher may make adjustments in the classroom to see if it works. They may implement differentiated instruction, that is presenting instruction or material in a different mode. Um, Different things, seating the child somewhere different, just making those little adjustments to see if it works. If all of these interventions and adjustments do not work, then the teacher or school personnel may do a formal referral for the child to get an evaluation. The formal process consists of the school district that will conduct a a full and individual evaluation. If the school district denies the request, the parent must be given proper notice and made known of their rights. Parents are to give school districts written permission for their child to receive evaluation or reevaluation. The process will be completed within 30 days of the request. If the child is deemed eligible for special education services, an individualized educational plan is set, and it's scheduled within 30 days of the determination. Parents or guardians are considered equal partners of the student's special education team. Also, the IEP and all services is free. Um, it is free under FAPE, which is free and appropriate public education. So this is free without charge, no charge to parents or children. It's appropriate, meaning in keeping with the individualized education plan. So it's designed to benefit and tailoring to fit the needs of that child. It's public. It's a public expense under the public supervision and direction. Under public supervision and direction, I'm sorry. And when it refers to education, it refers to preschool, elementary school, and secondary. So the components of an IEP consist of present levels of performance. That is where a student currently is, their strengths and their weaknesses. Um, Statement of goals means appropriate annual goals. Like, what is an appropriate goal for the child to achieve with services? Um, the teacher the educational process consists of assessments that are done by the teacher and the special education teacher, to measure how the child is obtaining their annual goal. Statement of special education needs are basically the services that'll be provided to the kid, and the statements of relative services are if there's a child who has other disabilities aside from the educational needs, such as psychological services may be provided, or like speech or physical therapy. Those are related services that are provided to the students. Supplementary aids and services will be determined by the special education team, as well as accommodations and modifications. Testing placement. As far as testing placement, under the IDA, ensures that all students will be placed in a least restrictive environment. And then there's a statement of service delivery. That is the when, the where, and the how the service is going to be provided. And when I say the how, like, how long will the sessions be each day? What is the service amount time that they will receive? Okay. And when it comes to how parents should communicate with the school and the staff regarding their child's needs, there are procedural safeguards that are in place to give clear expectations on how the school district and the parents should work together. So there's 10 procedural safeguards, which just gives a concise snapshot of how parents should communicate with the school district. A procedure safeguard notice, that is a written explanation of the rights under the IDA and the parent state law. Parent participation, parents have a legal role as part of the IEP team. They have the role to access records under the protection of the IDA. Parents have the right to their child's educational records. Confidentiality of information. School must protect the student's personal information. Informed consent and parental consent before any interventions or changes in the child's special education plan. The parent must give consent to modifications and revisions of the special education plan. Prior notice. Parents and guardians must be notified before anything is changed regarding their child's special education experience. Understandable language. The language used must be understandable to the public. Okay. Independent educational evaluation. The parent or guardian has the right to secure an evaluation for their child for a non-school district employee. The stay put right. If a parent disagrees with changes that have been made to their child's IEP, they have the right to keep the old IEP in place until the issues of the new IEP are resolved. And if parents have an issue, parents have the right to due process. Okay? And my ethical responsibility as a teacher, there's just certain things that I need to uphold as an educator. A high level of professional competence and integrity, using my best judgment regarding my families and my students with exceptionalities, creating an environment where my students feel a part of. My students who have exceptionalities, they feel a part of. They don't feel excluded. Developing those relationships with the family, respecting those families, and being approachable, and involving all of the families in the decision making regarding my students, using my assessments to make informed decisions to better improve the academic outcomes of my students, and protecting my students, creating a safe place, protecting them psychologically and physically, especially my students who have exceptionalities. Well, I hope I've wrapped up the IEP process. My name is Patrice Cook, and I hope that you've enjoyed this video. Thank you for tuning in. Bye-bye.